For God's sake!
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. There were a bunch of Spider-Man Brand New Day Hobgoblin posts this morning, questions about Ned Leeds' future in the new Spider-Man movies. There was a weird laugh at the end of the brand new Sony Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer they just released yesterday. So obviously lots of questions. We'll try to explain what's going on. This happens like clockwork every time a new Spider-Man movie comes out. Questions about what's real, what's fake, so we'll try to sift through it all. Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned Leeds, has done a couple interviews talking about Hobgoblin in general. There were some deleted scenes during Spider-Man No Way Home that were meant to be Hobgoblin references and Easter eggs. So there have been a couple of times when they've tried to actually do Hobgoblin stuff in the Tom Holland Spider-Man MCU movies, but I'll explain what I think is really going on with Spider-Man Brand New Day in all this new Hobgoblin stuff, because it's probably not what people expect.
Of if he'd ever go like full Hobgoblin on us. Like, was that ever in the cards at any point in the original trilogy? Was that ever something they discussed?
Again, like we may have talked about things for sure.
We've kind of gotten to the point where Spider-Man hype is so big again because the new movie is coming out that you're just going to be seeing stuff like this for like the next year until the movie actually comes out, with people just wondering about all kinds of character twists. It would not be a Spider-Man movie if people weren't going nuts over big theories. We will explain what's going on. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Currently, as of me posting this, they're filming Spider-Man Brand New Day in Glasgow. Sony and Marvel have released a couple official trailers from the set, like they've actually been marketing the behind the scenes before the movie comes out, which actually might be one of the first for the MCU next to Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They released trailers like this when they were making Infinity War and Endgame because they couldn't release actual trailers yet because they didn't actually want to give anything real away. Kevin Feige has since confirmed that both the Hulk, the Punisher are in the movie. Michael Mando has been confirming Scorpion is coming back, posting all kinds of Venom and Scorpion stuff. That's raised a whole bunch of other separate questions too, like why does he keep posting pictures of Matt Gargan getting the symbiote? Is he going to do that in the movie? No, he is probably not going to get the symbiote in the movie, but the movie probably will follow up on that symbiote teaser in the post-credit scene. The whole idea, though, is that the movie is already teasing that it is huge, dealing with a bunch of really big characters and lesser villains. All the scoopers out there are also saying, like Streets are saying, there are even more superheroes and villains that they have not revealed yet. Even the main villain of the movie is somebody that we haven't heard about yet.
Oh, Lappy! Oh, are you alright? How did...
So the movie's even more packed with characters and story than we know about right now. A little while ago, when Sony started posting its official trailers featuring Tom Holland in the new Spider-Man suit, Jacob Batalon reacted to them on his social media saying we are so back, confirming that he would also be back in the movie in some way in some small role. Zendaya also confirmed to be in the movie in a small way too, much smaller role this time, still important, but a much smaller part of the movie. Also visited the set to support Tom Holland while he was filming different scenes too. Those were the ones with him walking around with that Mr. Delmar's Bodega t-shirt. So maybe he's working a part-time job there. We will see. He has to pay the rent, make all the rent jokes. But the whole idea is that Ned Leeds and MJ are small, like tiny parts of the movie. So I was a little confused this morning when everybody was going crazy about this Ned Leeds Hobgoblin post. Then a lot of people started asking, was that laugh at the end of the recent Sony trailer they released more Goblin related? Like, was it a reference to Green Goblin coming back in some way or Hobgoblin in some way? But that is actually meant to be Tom Holland laughing. Like, if you can't tell, that's Tom Holland's laugh underneath the mask. The reason why it sounds like the Goblin's laugh is because he's laughing underneath the mask.
For God's sake!
As far as I know, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is nowhere in this movie. If there's any Green Goblin related stuff, it's just flashback related. I think the fact that it sounds goblin-like is just a coincidence. But while this was all going on, everybody started reposting this picture of Ned Leeds holding the Hobgoblin action figure. Even though it has been a hot minute since Spider-Man No Way Home came out in theaters, some of you might remember that Jacob Batalon actually posted this image closer to when Spider-Man No Way Home actually came out in theaters a couple years ago. So this is actually an old picture that just resurfaced on social media that people think is a brand new picture. It's actually based on the 1990s Spider-Man the Animated Series version of Hobgoblin. That show is actually canon to X-Men 97. That Spider-Man, his Mary Jane, Flash Thompson, literally cameoed during those episodes. So while season 2 episodes are happening, he's busy swinging around that Earth. They're actually telling the story of how he found his Mary Jane after the series finale of his series originally and what happened to him after that moment, because the X-Men episodes pick up about a year after both of those shows had been canceled back in the 90s. So there's like a year missing gap of Spider-Man's timeline.
Where do you go from here?
To find Mary Jane. My Mary Jane. I've been told she's still alive. I can't wait to see her.
We will see if they ever do a full spin-off Spider-Man 98 TV show like they did for X-Men 97. Probably not, but never say never. Really cool that just happens to be the action figure that he was teasing for the whole Ned Leeds reference here, becoming Hobgoblin. But he said that he's been asked about Ned Leeds becoming Hobgoblin since Spider-Man Homecoming came out in theaters in 2017. So every time a new Spider-Man movie had come out with him, and now coming out again because of Spider-Man Brand New Day, people keep asking him about Hobgoblin. Him posting this picture here is just probably one of the biggest teases he had ever done at the time. But at the time that he posted this originally, I believe it was more of a reference to the Hobgoblin deleted scene from Spider-Man No Way Home than him ever fully becoming the character in the future of the MCU. That deleted scene was meant to take place during the final Statue of Liberty fight when he and MJ are helping Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield fight the Sinister Six characters. There were like 10 different versions of that fight that they came up with, one with Venom in it because they didn't have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield for a little while until they got them onto the film. There were different versions of the fight, but then when they got them, they changed it again. So that's why there's so many deleted scenes from the movie in general, because there were versions of the movie that they developed that did not involve Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. During the theatrical cut of the movie and the extended edition, he uses Doctor Strange's cloak of levitation to get down to the ground, and it was meant to pay off the teaser earlier in the movie that he had some magical aptitude, and that's how he was able to use the sling ring in the first place, and maybe at some point he would study a camartage to develop his powers of sorcery. Here's the thing though, in the deleted scene, he was going to get Green Goblin's glider and started using his pumpkin bombs against the Sinister Six characters, and it was going to pay off all the Hobgoblin rumors and references that had been a thing since Spider-Man Homecoming. It was probably about as close as the character was ever going to get to actually becoming Hobgoblin inside the live-action MCU movies. My assumption is they changed the scene because they just thought it was better to pay off the Ned Leeds sorcerer tease than pay off the Hobgoblin fan theory, because they probably never thought they would actually turn him into Hobgoblin when they were making that movie.
I noticed, though, Ned and MJ didn't make the cut.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Jacob.
Like, we're never going to pay off this for real in the future, so rather than make a joke about it, why don't we do something that we do intend on paying off, like him developing his magic abilities. Personally, it just seems like Marvel's more interested if they're going to be teasing Ned Leeds stuff, they tease him becoming more of a sorcerer than, say, something like Hobgoblin. Then a couple years later, when Marvel and Sony confirmed that they'd be doing a new trilogy of Spider-Man movies starting with Brand New Day, naturally all the Hobgoblin rumors started up again. Given how little he's supposed to be in the movie and how many other characters and story they've already got to deal with, I don't think the movie has any room for any Hobgoblin-related story or twist, just not expecting any of those references. So do not think that's going to be in the movie. At most, maybe more references to him studying magic on the sly. If you're not a longtime comic book reader or you haven't read the original Ned Leeds Hobgoblin story from the older Spider-Man comics, Ned Leeds himself never actually became Hobgoblin. At the time, he was working for J. Jonah Jameson and the Daily Bugle, who assigned him to investigate the new villain Hobgoblin who'd recently appeared and started fighting Spider-Man. He was actually caught by Hobgoblin and then brainwashed into committing crimes, and eventually the Winkler villain brainwashed him using gear that he had stolen from Norman Osborn to make Ned Leeds believe that he actually was the Hobgoblin and wear his costume. In reality, Roderick Kingsley was the first real version of the Hobgoblin. So the whole idea is that Stan Lee developed this whole fake-out storyline where everybody believed that we're reading it, oh my god, Ned Leeds turned into Hobgoblin, one of his best friends turned into one of his villains. Then because Stan Lee probably changed his mind about wanting to turn Ned Leeds dark, turned it into a fake-out. Like, no, he wasn't actually really doing this, he was just brainwashed. He's still a good person. So it wouldn't really make as much sense for MCU Ned Leeds to actually become Hobgoblin unless they dramatically change the origin story of that character. Never say never, but it just seems like the MCU is more interested in turning him into a magic user than into Hobgoblin. They're going to be filming the movie in Glasgow till the end of the month, so we might actually get another big Sony trailer like they've been releasing the past couple of weeks. There are a couple of sets that they did close off, probably because they're doing Hulk-related stuff like much bigger Punisher types of scenes with the villains, and they don't want that stuff to actually get out. Whatever footage they do wind up releasing, of course I will do videos for it, especially if we have more big Easter eggs or more big references, or we learn more about the characters in general. They also just finished filming the Punisher special presentation, which is like the next step in the Punisher coming back in really big ways. We should get a trailer for that by the end of this year in a Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer, and I'm expecting an official, like a traditional type of Spider-Man Brand New Day teaser trailer from Sony at the very end of the year.
It was you and me and Rocket and War Machine stuck in an underground garage.
Whatever they wind up releasing, of course I will do videos about it, but if you have any big questions about the characters or questions about big character turns or things that are going to be in the movie, just write them below in the comments and I'll try to add them to my future Spider-Man bonus videos. Most of the talk next year is going to be about Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday because those are the only two movies that Marvel is releasing after this. So that's where all the hype is going to be, like Spider-Man hype straight into Avengers Doomsday hype. Everybody click here and here for all those brand new Sony Spider-Man Brand New Day trailers and all that footage they released. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.